Hi everyone! I just wanted to record a quick video demonstrating a new idea for an all dungeons route using the new trick LightNode SRM, which, if you haven't heard about it, it's this new way of using SRM that was discovered in Ocarina of Time that also works in MM, that enables you to write any word you want to any address you want. There's a couple exceptions with that, but essentially that's what it is. And as you can imagine, that's really, really powerful, even if you restrict yourself to not modifying any code or anything like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and show this off. This is an idea that was discovered by Turkenheimer, but he just hasn't made a video showing it yet, so I just wanted to do a quick little proof of concept video showing that this actually works. So, the thing you're going to want to modify is at address 801C 5, I'm trying to remember it, 5BEC, I want to say? 5BEC on English. This, you can also do this on Japanese, it would just be a different address. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so 801C 5BEC, that's this word. And actually, all you need to change is the last byte. The last byte's currently D0. You just need to make it say 78. Boom. And then, oh, yeah, I have all the remains, so let me go ahead and delete my remains really quickly. Because this isn't really going to make... You're not really going to see what's going to happen if you have the remains. Okay, so I don't have any remains, and I changed that one word. So, let's go ahead and go to a boss. Alright, Adawa is dead. Now, I'm not actually sure if you need to take FD off or not, but I'm just going to do it to be safe. Okay, so grab the remains, and then they're going to rise into the air as usual, and then screen's going to fade to white as usual. Actually, no, fade to black. And then... Wait, what is this? We're back at the beginning of the game? What's going on here? Well, so what we did is we changed the pointer that normally points to Giant's cutscene map to instead point to the Lost Woods. And so when the game tries to play Giant 1, which is the first cutscene on the Giant map, it actually plays the first cutscene in Lost Woods instead, which is getting kicked off opponent. That only takes like 10 seconds, which is not only a lot faster than even resetting to skip the Giant's cutscene, but we can't actually reset if we're doing LightNode SRM. I mean, we can, but it would be not very good because the whole point of LightNode SRM is we can modify places in memory that are permanent as long as you don't reset. So this saves a lot of time from not having to watch that Giant cutscene. And it even saves a little time where we're just resetting too. So let's go ahead and see what happens if we fight another boss. So we have one remains now. So the next cutscene that plays should be Giant 2. You don't have to do the bosses in order, by the way. What determines the Giant cutscene order is based on how many remains you have. So, there you go. Let me switch to regular bow here. Oh, I missed. One. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh no. Of course I messed up, goat. Of course I messed up, goat. Okay. Is he coming from this way? This way. I think he's coming from this way. Hello. Oh my goodness. In an actual all dungeons run, you would be good at this boss fight. What are you? There you go. Okay. Now we just wait. He should be almost dead. Fortunately, this trick should still work, even though I took forever on the fight. I don't think it has anything to do with that. So even if you're bad like me, you can do this. Okay. Let us go. Oh, that's the wrong mask. I don't know where the warp is. It was probably right by me, just watch. Oh yeah, it was on the other side. I went the long way around. Oh yeah, it was right here, okay. Alright. So, again, the mask rises up, we got our remain, it's all good. But now, we're at the beginning of the game again? What? Like, before it was the beginning, but now this is the real beginning. Like, you're just on the cutscene walking through Lost Woods. What's going on with that? Well, again, it's the same thing. The Giants map is now Lost Woods. So, Giant 2 will try to play, but the second cutscene in Lost Woods is actually the beginning intro where you get, you encounter Skull Kid for the first time. So, you might think, okay, going through the whole, like, I can get behind having to do, like, 10 seconds of getting kicked off Epona again. But do I really have to go through pre-Clock Town again? Well, you don't have to go through the whole thing, but you do have to go through this cutscene. It's about a little over 2 minutes long. But honestly, the giant cutscene is almost just as long. That plus, like, the purification cutscene is almost just as long, and all the other cutscenes are going to be really fast. So in the end, I'm pretty dang sure that this is going to be worth it. But you do have to mash through this again. It is pretty funny how it's going to end up being faster to go back and do Zeroth Cycle, like, a bunch of times. I mean, you're not doing the whole thing, but you end up, like, back in that section of the game a bunch with this route, which is really, really funny. I just think it's really, I don't know, what's the word? Ironic, I guess? It's pretty ironic because the thing everybody hates about MM is first cycle, and now we're willingly going back into it, not once, but twice. Spoiler though, we don't have to go back into it anymore. This is the last time we'll be back here. But yeah, I'm just gonna mash. Get out of this. Oh, and by the way, the reason you don't have to go through the whole thing again is because we're gonna have the ability to soar anywhere we want. We still need to find a setup for it, but it's definitely possible. So we'll, instead of just using KZ to warp to the bosses, we'll just get a particular angle and then soar to whichever owl we glitched, and then that'll just take us to the boss room. But since I don't have that set up here, because, I don't know, it's just not really necessary for the purposes of this proof of concept, we're just going to use KZ cheats. Okay, so now we're going to go to Gaiorg. Oops. Am I in the wrong spot? Oh, there it is. Hello? I lost it. Guyard, where are you? Okay, let's just try it. I should just watch the cutscene at this point. Come on! Oh! Come on. Oh! We're close. Why do I keep getting his armor? That sucks. This is so dumb. Okay, you know what? Let's just go back here. Let me make sure I get to the right wall. Should be this one. There we go. Oh, what else? No! Fall. Okay. Okay, where is Guy over here? God, the backwalking's so jank. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know if it's because Link is targeting something underneath him or if it's like a pure steedy thing. Not sure. Alright, where is Guy? There we go. Okay, so we got Gaiord's remains, and those are gonna rise up into the sky, and then we're gonna end up here. We're watching Skull Kid take the mask from the mask salesman, and you might not remember what part of the game this is, because we always skip it in speedruns, but it's actually the very end of the Skull Kid cutscene in Termina Field. Now, I don't know if you just caught that, but the cutscene just started over. And the reason for that is because after we finish the cutscene, we're standing in the cutscene trigger. And that's still active, so the cutscene just started again. But it's possible to disable this cutscene trigger by like standing sort of near it and playing Sonic double time before it has a chance to load. So in this route, you're definitely going to want to do that so that you don't have to watch the entire Skull Kid cutscene. You only have to watch the last like 10 seconds of it, as long as you disable this cutscene trigger first. But I'll spare us having to watch the rest of this. So let's go to twin mode now. Okay, so this is the last one, and you may be wondering, okay, this seems pretty good so far. Like, we get Giant 1 and Giant 3 are really, really short. Giant 2 is kind of long, but not that much longer than Giant 2 would normally be. What's Giant 4? It's gotta be great, right? And the answer is yes, it is great. So let's see what it is. If I can fight Twin Mold, which, given my track record today, doesn't seem too likely. I should probably just use Giant's Mask, it would be easier. Oh. I'm also not used to being on VC, so my aim's not as good. Yeah, one thing about this is this route's pretty much going to be VC only, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is that this LightNode SRM stuff, we end up using linked coordinates for it, and we need like perfect coordinates, and getting that without being able to walk in a straight line, it isn't really going to happen. Another reason is that for the Son of Soaring Owl Warp thing, if we're trying to do this in a way that works on N64, the pointers that we're writing need to they need to start with 8-0 or A0, and those are not possible to achieve with the start of a coordinate, which means that we're pretty limited in which owls we can actually modify. We can get the Purified Swamp Owl, which is pretty inconvenient, and we can technically get... We might be able to get the Kana Owl, but it depends on if we can end up in bounds or not. And neither of those is really that great. But on VC, there's an emulation error which allows you to have pointers start with C0 instead of 8-0 or A0. And C0 is actually a really easy number to get with a float, to start a float off. So even though we could technically do the owl thing with 8-0 or A0, we still couldn't do the position setup really without being able to walk in a straight line. So all that stuff is going to make this pretty much VC only. I guess you could do it on GameCube too, but the setups would be different because the addresses are different. Also, wow, this is the worst Twin Mold fight I've ever had. Holy crap. When I was practicing this earlier, I was doing way better than this. I think it's because I'm talking and not paying that much attention. Also, if I knew a way to just make the bosses already dead, I'd probably just do that to make this video shorter, but I don't know how to do that, or if it's even possible in MM. Oh god. Night of the first day. Oh no. And yeah, this wouldn't work on Wii U either, because apparently Wii U, I've been told that C0 doesn't work on Wii U, instead 0-0 works. And 0-0 is also not something you can really do with float. So yeah, this is pretty much GameCube and Wii only, and the GameCube version has different addresses, and nobody really plays it, so I doubt anyone's going to be finding setups for GameCube, which means this will ultimately end up being VC only, but that's okay, because that's what everyone likes to play anyway. Except for me. I'm the N64 person. Okay, so we got one of them. Let's kill the other one. Okay, sweet. Alright, Toadmond is finally dead. Finally dead. Hmm. So let's just go grab these remains. Alright, let's see what the grand finale is. It's gonna be good, I promise. Oh, we're back in Lost Woods. Oh, there's credits? So yes, this is credits warp that doesn't require arbitrary code execution. In fact, it doesn't require control flow manipulation at all. So it doesn't require FPM, PFC, ROP, or ACE. It doesn't require any of that. Literally all it requires is changing a pointer for the Giants cutscene to go to Lost Woods instead. And then the best part about this is that it just naturally triggers when you beat the fourth boss. So like, it doesn't even require any extra anything. Like, you just end up at the very end of the credits. And you don't have to mash through them or anything, because it's the end after all the mashing takes place. So this is super cool. Like, for an all dungeons route, you beat the fourth boss and you're instantly done. Like, that's just so nice. You don't have to worry about Majora, you don't have to worry about Moon Warp, you don't have to worry about anything like that. You just beat the fourth boss and you're done. So I'm really excited about this new all dungeons route. I hope you are too. It is going to be a little while before it's runnable, though, because we do need to find position setups to change Giants cutscene to Lost Woods, and we also need to find it to change one of the owl statues to look at Link's angle, so that way we can just soar wherever we want based on angle instead of based on which owls we pick. So once those two things have been setups have been found, this will be runnable, and it's going to be so cool. Like, I don't know. I haven't really been that excited for SRM categories before, but, like, this is going to be sick. Like, so, yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Once more, huge shout-outs to Turkenheimer for coming up with this idea, because it's brilliant. Like, this is such a good idea. And I don't think I would have come up with it on my own. So, thanks, Turkenheimer. And to everybody watching, I'll see you next time.